parliamentary procedure allows deliberate assemblies to set aside their established rules to do something that could not be done because of these pre-existing rules. This process is referred to as to suspend the rules. While there are rules that can be suspended, there are certain rules that cannot be suspended. An association's governing documents are the rules with regards to parliamentary procedure. The governing documents are established to protect the rights of individual association members and the right to carry out the will of the majority. Association members have a right to insist on compliance with any rules of the association. However, the membership at an assembly may dispense with certain rules. Suspending rules are possible in the right situations. Usually, the purpose of doing this is to temporarily remove an obstruction to normal matters within the rules. For example, changing the order of business on a binding agenda to facilitate holding the board of directors elections earlier on the agenda. With regard to association annual meetings, suspending the rules can only be done at the meeting by unanimous consent or by a vote of those in attendance. In many instances, suspension of the rules can be accomplished by unanimous consent, also referred to as general consent. Unanimous consent is when no member of the assembly objects to a procedure such as the suspension of the rules. The principle that the rules are to protect the minority is thus waived when there are no objections from the minority. To obtain unanimous consent, the chair must ask if there are any objections to doing a particular procedure. For example, the chair would say, if there are no objections, the motion to suspend the rules will be adopted. The chair should pause and then say, since there are no objections, the motion is adopted. Since no member objected, the motion is thus adopted. If any member objects, the motion is not adopted and cannot be adopted without a vote of those present. While in certain situations, unanimous consent may be in order if the chair assumes no member would object. In most cases, it is best to formally ask if there are any objections. If there is an objection from a member when unanimous consent is attempted, a vote of the membership should be taken to proceed with the suspension. This is done by a motion to suspend the rules. If the motion receives a second, a vote of the membership present, in person or by proxy, is taken. If 2/3 of those in attendance approve of the suspension, the rules are suspended. This motion to suspend is not debatable, amendable, or up for consideration. This vote is typically done by a show of hands. Certain rules cannot be suspended. Fundamental aspects of parliamentary law, issues requiring a vote by ballot, rules protecting individual members' rights, and rights protecting non-present members of the assembly. For example, the quorum requirement cannot be waived or the meeting notice requirements cannot be waived. Procedural rules established in state or federal statutes cannot be suspended. If a specific procedure is required or prohibited by statute, these rules cannot be suspended. Rules cannot be suspended simply because the rule is inconvenient or even if the membership is unanimously in favor of suspension. To suspend the rules generally requires a 2/3 vote of the members in attendance. However, if the rule is protecting a minority of the membership of less than 1/3, the rule can not be suspended if there is opposition equal to the number of the minority members. A standing rule can be suspended by a majority vote of the members in attendance. Standing rules are established after the adoption of the bylaws, and these standing rules supplement and clarify certain bylaw provisions.